She has been in love with her boyfriend for 10 years, but he never let her see his face. But on this day, she found her boyfriend wrapping herself in a bed sheet. The woman came to her side with a puzzled face. She lifted the sheet. In front of her eyes was a transparent. Reaching out to touch the actual person, the woman was completely stunned. She could not believe that her boyfriend of 10 years was a transparent person. It turns out that men are born different from childhood. Her mother thought it was a gift from God. She named him Angel. Years later, the boy grew up. He didn't go to school and couldn't communicate with others. The only person he could talk to was his mother. She taught her son how to use dishes and how to write and draw on the walls. He occasionally wore his mother's high heels in a naughty way. The two of them play games together happily every day. But that's how outsiders thought that the mother had some kind of disease and always talked to the air. So she was sent to a mental hospital, and the boy came along quietly. Since his mother came here, he would look out the window curiously every day, and there was a building across the street from the hospital. There was a girl living there, but at night his mother instructed him.
Tu ne devras jamais leur parler.
Pourquoi?
Toi, tu peux les voir, mais eux ne pourront jamais te voir.
The next day he found the girl downstairs peeking at him, so he sneaked out to play when his mother wasn't looking. He slowly approached the girl. The girl was on the swing. Suddenly, as if she sensed something, she stopped.
Bonjour.
Tu me vois?
Pas avec mes yeux, mais je t'entends et je sens ton odeur.
So the girl was blind. The boy was a little nervous about his first contact with an outsider. The girl just tried to shake his hand, but he hastily avoided it. He lied that his mother asked him to go back. The girl said she had no friends and hoped she could come to play with her more often. The boy went back to his mother and told her about it, but his mother only said one thing to him.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas devenir quand je disparaîtrai?
The boy did not understand the meaning of this sentence. Not long after that he found the girl again. The two of them played happily and happily. From then on they became close friends. With the passage of time, they both grew up to be adults. So day by day, they spent time together. They grew to have feelings for each other. But on that day, the girl said a heartbreaking news. Transparent boys only friend blind girl to go to a very far away place, because her family has contacted a doctor to treat the girl's eyes. Estimated to take a long time. He also said that he would come back to him when he recovered. He must wait for himself. The boy was sad and cried. He couldn't let the girl leave, more afraid that he would come back to see his current self. The girl told the angel to close his eyes and then turned around and left. Since the girl left, he would come to the swing every day, remembering the good times between them. It wasn't long before the girl sent a letter. For some reason, her surgery was postponed. The exact time of her return was still uncertain. During this time of waiting, his elderly mother was getting sicker and sicker. At night, she called him to her bed and told him about a lake house in the countryside. When she died, she told him to go and live there alone. The next day his mother died of the disease. The boy cried very hard. He put his mother's favorite clothes over his body. Then he hid in the corner and watched his mother being pushed away. Now the girl was the only one left in the world who knew of his existence. The boy listened to his mother and went to the lake house, but he imagined the girl's appearance all the time. Because of the longing for the girl, he went to the girl's house and smashed the glass with a stone. Then he sneaked inside. He picked up the girl's perfume and smelled the familiar smell and played the piano she liked to use. And so day after day, year after year, the day the girl finally came back. But she was no longer the same girl. She had become more mature and looked more tasteful. The boy was excited and ran over to her, but he did not dare to enter the door. He could only look at her quietly through the glass, because he did not have the courage to identify with her. Then the girl couldn't wait to come to the hospital. After questioning, she learned that there was no such person as the angel. She searched for the angel for a long time without any clues. One day she accidentally found the grave of the angel's mother. She left a letter on the tombstone. She expected that the angel would see it and meet her. After the girl left, he opened the letter. On the screen was a request to meet him. The boy hesitated for a long time and decided to write back to the girl. He asked his girlfriend to close her eyes before he could meet her, because his girlfriend did not know that he was a transparent person. Had to do as he said. At this moment, the boyfriend is approaching step by step behind him, and the woman also seems to feel him. Then she was blindfolded. The two of them did some pleasant things. As time went on, the more the woman longed for her lover to be true to herself, and this time her boyfriend obliged her. She took the woman to the lake. When she opened her eyes, she was stunned by the view in front of her.
C'est beau. Je trouve qu'ici c'est un bel endroit pour que je te regarde la première fois.
Non, pas maintenant.
Alors dis-moi quand.
Ce soir.
At the end of the night, Her boyfriend wrapped himself in a bed sheet. She came to him with a face full of anticipation, but the moment she lifted the sheet, she couldn't believe it. Her boyfriend of 10 years was a transparent person. Her boyfriend tried to explain to her, but the woman subconsciously backed away. She couldn't accept this fact. She cried on her knees all night, but when she woke up the next day, the boyfriend only left a letter. No matter how she screamed, there was no response. She tried to touch him with her hands, but couldn't feel his presence. The letter said she was the only one who knew she existed, hoping that she would forget herself and she would disappear into the world and become transparent again. Just as she was about to pack her things and leave, the woman suddenly realized something. In fact, she can't let go of her boyfriend. It just takes time to accept it all. It was more painful to lose him than to lose sight of him. She went outside and closed her eyes. With her own senses, she found the lake house where her boyfriend once brought her. She could sense that he was nearby, and he was hiding in the corner, afraid to make a sound.
Laisse-moi venir près de toi.
Just then her boyfriend fell into the lake by accident. She couldn't swim either. The woman saw the situation and immediately jumped into the lake to rescue. But the lake is so difficult to find a transparent person, so the girl carefully observed. Through the water bubbles finally found the boyfriend. It took a lot of effort to save her boyfriend on the shore. Two people lying on the ground looking at each other. Maybe this is love. Although open eyes cannot see, but close your eyes are all you. From then on, the two lived a happy life. They gave birth to a little baby. The three of them took a family photo, and then they embarked on a career in magic interpretation. Love can ignore the changes of reality and environment. It can also break through the boundaries of sensuality and rationality. I have never seen you, but you are the only one in my eyes.